Welcome to the show with no name, just a couple guys that love to talk about the cards and the culture. Kevin Negandhi here from ESPN alongside the co-founder of StockX, that is Josh Luber. And Josh, we had a bunch of things lined up today and we just threw them out the door because the new big news this week is PSA, the grading company in the business, changing some things. I'll just read this little statement that they had. They're pausing value, economy, regular or express orders. They'll come back in tiers with all levels back by July 1st. And you're going to see, of course, super express levels and premium levels still out there. But when this news came out on Tuesday, a lot of people were like, oh no. And there was some panic that set in. But you and I don't feel like we should be panicking. Why do you feel like this could be a good thing for the hobby?
Well, absolutely it's a good thing for the hobby, but let's be really clear what that statement means. And I'm glad you read their words. They might have been better off just putting out a tweet that says, shop is closed. We're not taking anything at all. Just, hold all your cards. We'll let you know when you can send them again, because the services that are left open, I think it's something about 98% of the services are shut off, which effectively means that they're just trying to slow it down, give them some chance to work through the backlog. I think it was maybe a week ago that Joe Orlando, who's the president of PSA, put out a blog post saying that they're receiving 500,000 cards every 5 days, right? Which he said is about how many they were doing every 3 months a little while ago. So there's just no way their capacity is anywhere near that. So the backlog's growing like this every day. So the fact they put on the brakes is great. Give them a chance to take a breath, like work on the backlog, no problem. I got no problem with my card sitting at my house rather than sitting at PSA.
Now, under the hood here, I reached out to somebody at PSA at Contact, and he basically described that, hey, we got a new building, new equipment for more space, matter of getting things up to speed. We still have the super express levels. He goes, you got to understand here that we had more, when we made the announcement that we were cutting things off on March 1st and we were having the price increase, we had more submissions on those final 2 days than we had in January and February alone. So I honestly think this is a great thing for the industry and the value of PSA cards specifically. If you have a PSA 10 and a PSA 9, I think your value goes up. Now, Josh, it is interesting that they make the announcement the day before the Prizm rollout, right?
Yeah.
Like Prizm basketball, obviously one of the hottest things that you're going to see in the hobby, where everybody wants to make these breaks. But then suddenly they're sending them all to PSA, and then you see basically everything get back ordered and flooded again.
We saw this big run last year where, base Prizm 10s are selling for $100, $200. LeBron's Lakers rookie was selling for $500 in a 10. But what it does, and what I think this stops, is people sending in all of those, maybe this guy is a good rookie, or maybe this is a hot rookie, and to come back where, because of the time lag, like you can really get burnt by that. And I mean, I'm a little bit embarrassed, but not really. Like, I've gotten burnt bad on that. So I'm going to show you this. And this is actually the first time I don't think I even told you this personally, but this is an order or part of an order that I got back 2 weeks ago. The absolute garbage that is in this. Okay. It is full of Anthony Simons, PSA, and these are 9s and 8s. I mean, PSA 9s are selling for $12. For $12, I waited a year to get back a stack of and the 8s, I mean, I can't even sell these. So, and this was because when I submitted this, Simons was a hot rookie. He was kind of on the rise. I had this many Prizm, I got a couple 10s. I was able to sell those, but I sent in a bunch and they finally came back. Well, now, not that we're going to sit here and dog Anthony Simons, but like no one's buying that card. And I got a whole stack of, this is worth, I paid twice as much of what this is even worth to do that. And so thank you, PSA, for saving me from myself.
We're all guilty of it, though, right? Does this decision change your mind now? Are you now looking at Beckett? Are you looking at these other, these AI type companies for grading and I need to get this quick turnaround? What are you doing?
Yeah, that's it's a slippery slope, and on the surface it's great, there's other options, but first of all, Beckett and SGC have also raised their prices recently, so it's not, they still don't have the lowest tier service. And the reality is like the difference in value from a PSA card versus any of these others. And I'm not sending it all to HGA, which is the new company, or CGC, which is the comic book grading company, because we have no idea what the long-term value of those cards and those slabs will be. So I think the only way it really makes sense is, one, if you just don't care about the value, you just want to have your card slab because you want it slab from a protection and storage issue. And you know, a lot of the cards you just grew up with and are part of your PC, maybe you want, then no problem. Or you're a dealer, maybe you're a dealer on the smaller end, and you need quick cash flow. And you say, look, I need to sell this, even if it's in an SGC 9 or 9.5, I'd rather have that than wait, 6 months, 9 months, a year for PSA. Otherwise, I'm probably just sitting on my cards in my house until it's time to send them in a PSA.
All right, before we wrap things up, what are you collecting right now?
Well, look, I'm super sensitive to. I want to try to move market, so I want to focus on what is one of my just favorite things right now, which is I've been scouring the earth for rock cards, for 60s and 70s rock stars, Jimi Hendrix, Bob Marley, Led Zeppelin. These guys are as iconic as anyone, any athlete ever. And so this is a card that I found. I had the benefit of talking to Kevin Love about this card, who recently got into collecting cards. And this is a Beach Boys 1967 rookie card. And right there in the middle of that is Mike Love, who is Kevin Love's uncle and one of the founding members of the Beach Boys. And this is a PSA 10 that, I probably only paid a couple $100 for it. The pop can't be more than 5 or 6 of this. I think cards like this are going to be, the equivalent of Clemente rookies, right? Of the whole thing. So I'm all over the rock cards these days.
That's a great little niche, and it's pretty cool, and it separates itself. And for you to get a card that's in the 70s like that as a 10, that's really rare. I love that. It's good to see. It's good to see and hear that Kevin's in the industry right now. And granted, we made this segment about PSA. This is the card that I'm collecting, and this is one of the rare Beckett's that I have. And this is not a pump and dump kind of thing. I just think he's just undervalued. This is Steph Curry and his rookie card. When you look at big, long-term growth, I still think that there's so much more room for a card like this, that rookie card, and I just love it. So I'm all about it. And that's a cool year, that 2009. Yeah, you got 2010.
Curry and Harden in that said. Harden has finally started to catch up a little bit to Curry after the way he's been playing in Brooklyn. But Curry is still, just light years ahead from a value standpoint, and it's still, I don't disagree with you. I still think it's undervalued. I mean, he's an all-timer. So,
all right, good stuff, Josh. Listen, we've got plenty more to talk about on the show down the road. We will cover those topics, but of course, the breaking news this week is PSA putting a halt to some of their grading.
PSA fixes the whole hobby. Period.